your saltiness, how to stop blending in and start standing out. Welcome back to Rocket Fuel, where we don't just get inspired, we get launched. And today's truth might sting a little bit, but it will set you free. Have you ever lost your flavor? Are you still seasoning the world around you, or have you been soaking in the world so long that you've gone bland? How to get your saltiness back. All right, let's talk about salt, or desensitizing, and why some of us don't taste like faith anymore. We taste like, I don't know, Instagram. In Mark 9:50, Jesus says, goodness is worthless if it loses its saltiness. It can't season anything, so don't lose your flavor. Live in peace with each other. Sounds strange at first, right? What does saltiness have to do with faith? Well, everything. Salt was valuable. It preserved, enhanced, and purified. And when Jesus said be salty, he wasn't talking about being sassy. He was saying be the thing that makes the world better. Be the thing that heals, preserves, and wakes people up. But here's the problem. The world is slowly desensitizing us, and we don't even realize it. We're desensitized to negativity. Ever been at a dinner table where gossip slips in the conversation like it's no big deal? And the first time you're kind of like, oh, it doesn't feel right. And by the fifth time, you're adding to the seasoning. And before long, it's your go-to flavor. When did we stop flinching at gossip and slander? When did we start marinating in the bitterness instead of being the salt that cuts through it and says no more? You weren't made to match the room. You were made to change the room. How about materialism? Yeah, we're desensitized to materialism. Let's talk about the slow fade into stuff addiction. At first you're content, then you scroll, you see someone's upgraded kitchen, someone else's luxury vacation, or another person's engagement ring, the size of a cereal bowl, and suddenly your life feels small. That's not reality. That's algorithm-fueled amnesia. You forget what really fills you, which is joy, faith, connection, and purpose. You start craving things that will never satisfy you. And you forget that gratitude is what brings peace, not granite countertops. We're desensitized to immorality. All right, let's be blunt here. We've become numb to violence, sexual confusion, corruption, and toxic behavior. You used to flinch, and now it's just Netflix, just a song, just a joke. But here's the deal. You can't stay salty if you're soaking in sewage. God didn't call you to tolerate everything. He called you to transform something. What happens when you lose your flavor? Well, you stop standing out, you stop inspiring, you stop reflecting Jesus, and you start reflecting TikTok. When salt loses saltiness, Jesus said it's worthless. Yikes. You weren't meant to coast. You were meant to season the atmosphere around you, bring peace to chaos and truth to confusion, joy to apathy. No guilt. This is just a wake-up call. If you've lost your flavor, here's how you get it back. You guard your heart. You ask yourself, is this making me better or duller? Filter your feed. Unfollow what numbs your soul. Refill your algorithm with purpose. Feed on God's word. One verse a day can reignite your saltiness like nothing else can. Live intentionally. Don't drift. Decide. Show up with purpose. Speak life. Carry peace. Ask God to start seasoning you again. He's the source. And when you ask, he will restore what has been dulled. Matthew 5:13 says, you are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its saltiness, how could it be made salty again? By going back to the source. Let me ask you this. Are you adding flavor to the world or just blending into the blandness? All right, that's it. That's your rocket fuel for today. So wake up and stay salty, not sarcastic, spirit-filled, not judgmental, but joyful, and not trendy, but transformed. And if this stirred something in you, don't just scroll past it. God's calling you to something deeper, and now it's your move. If you're new to faith or you're curious about what it really means to follow Jesus, start with Bible 101, B101. It's free, and it gives you the foundation that you need. You can find it on launchyourrocket.com. It's a website. I put it together. It's so simple to follow. And if you're ready to dream bigger and shift your mindset and live on purpose, a life on fire, then jump into Elevate. That's a course, and it's your launch pad. You'll find both at launchyourrocket.com, or just head to the link in my bio. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And don't forget, Rocket Fuels every Saturday, Sunday Source every Sunday. We also have Truth Behind the Trend and Elevate. I'm so grateful you're here. Thank you so much for joining me on Launch Your Rocket, Rocket Fuel.